It's been a little bit since I talked to you last. It's been an entire week. I'm really good at this. Just barely warm. Just barely warm.
As you can see, we already have a fair amount of Christmas presents out. She's gonna blame me for that, and in fairness, it's all me.
Got creepy serious, just like right over the shoulder there. Hi everybody, my name is Kelsey and we're about to get very, very nerdy with the final round of Believathon. So it's officially November, which means that we're going to be starting week 1 of Believathon. I'm vlogging the entire month, as you guys I'm sure guessed, but also I mentioned it in my TBR video. But this month, for the entire month of November, as it has been the last couple of years, is Believathon, which is the readathon hosted by Gavin over at How to Train Your Gavin, which is all about reading middle grade books. So, if you saw my TBR, I'll leave it linked above and down below if you would like to check it out. But basically, this month, or this time, is the final round, which I'm sad about. But he also said, like, I might be looking way too far into this, but he also said this was the final full round that he was hosting, which makes me think there might be smaller rounds in the future, or that he's passing the torch to somebody else. I don't know. But either way, it's the final round, so we are going to be vlogging all of November. So for this round, what he's done is he's created 30 prompts, and the whole, like, idea is, like, you're traveling through a jungle, and to get out of the jungle, you're reading specific prompts. And so you kind of pick however many books you want to read. I think you just have to read one, and that's like you're successfully completed the readathon if you've read one. But you pick how many books you want to read, and then either print out the cards that he's got and kind of shuffle them, or do what I did and just kind of like rank them like from numbers and then random number generate them. So that's what I did. I have decided to go with 6 just because there are some other mysteries that I want to get in throughout the month. I'm not going to be putting them in my Believathon vlogs, obviously, because they're not middle grade or for Believathon, but I wanted to only start with 6, and I think I'm going to surpass that. I mean, knowing me, I think I can surpass that. So we're just going to do the main 6, and then once I get through those, we'll pull some more kind of as we go. But the first ones that I'm going to start with, because I'm actually starting today. It's the 3rd. It's been a couple of days since the start of the month, but I'm officially starting the middle grades today. I've been reading another book that I loved. As usual, I have 2 that I'm going to tell you about that I'm starting because I have a physical read and an ebook, because I always have both. So my, not ebook, audiobook. So my audiobook is going to be this one, which is Risked, which is the 6th in the Missing series by Margaret Patterson Haddix. This is a very trippy sci-fi historical series, very kind of like paranormal thriller, at least in the first book. It's very paranormal thriller, and then it just kind of continues from there. But this is the 6th book. There are 8 total, and each one has some kind of history or time period that it's focused on, and this is a time period, at least the 6th one is a time period that I personally really love. I don't think I'm going to get the one answer that I really want. I don't think I'm going to get it in this book. But this is the one that I picked for, which prompt was it? The last one, which was to read a TBR vet. My husband actually had the first book and loved it so much that we bought the entire series and has encouraged me to read it, and clearly I've liked them so much. So I'm going to start with this one. I do have a few things I want to do today. I want to do my November bullet journal because I haven't done any of my spreads yet. I need to do that. I need to record some videos. I need to kind of transition my wardrobe because it's like officially, like, so where I live is weird, and sometimes it's warm and sometimes it's cold until like a very specific time, and then it's officially like, all right, and now we're cold, and we've reached that time in November. So I'd like to switch out my wardrobes and kind of like stop pulling things from like my winter tub and have them out already, and then I can kind of switch back and forth. Does that make any sense? I need to switch my wardrobes. My seasonal wardrobes is basically what I'm saying. I think I can do all of that minus the recording, while listening to this audiobook. So I'm very interested. It's really easy to get through. It's only like 290-ish pages or so, and so that's the audiobook that I'm going to be picking up because I do have this one from my library. And then the physical book that I'm probably not going to get around to until maybe tonight before bed is this one, which is The Castle of Tangled Magic by Sophie Anderson. This one is for the prompt of read a long book, which is over 250 pages. This one is close to 400, but I've enjoyed Sophie Anderson in the past. I liked her second book more than her first book, but I think it's because I wasn't quite used to her writing style and kind of her plot development, and now I am, so I think this one's going to be great. Plus, it's the one that the synopsis has interested me the most, because we follow our main character, Olia, who basically goes through this door into this world of magic, but this world of magic is being kind of controlled by this evil wizard who wants magic because it's powerful, and so she has to kind of save the world, save her friends and family and that kind of thing. But Sophie Anderson, at least based on the last two books that I've read by her, is really good about mixing a really intense plot with very intentional character development for our main character, because in both of those books, the character that starts the book and the character that ends the book are totally different as far as personalities and what they understand and what they want from life and things like that. So I'm sure we're going to be doing this, because what I've noticed is that the plot on the backs of the book are like just barely scratching the surface of what these books are actually about. But her books are always so much fun to read because they have like illustrations throughout it. And like, they're just really pretty, and I do enjoy these books. Just look at that. It's like a horse. So I'm very interested to see where this one's gonna go. Woo, that looks like a forest. But, so yeah, because this one, I don't know if it's out in the US yet. It might be. There's no audiobook for it quite yet, and so that's fine. So I'm going to physically read this because I feel like I can get through these relatively quickly once I get into them. So those are the books that I'm going to be starting off the readathon with. I'm very excited. But yeah, that's what I've got. I'm going to dive into planning my bullet journal a little bit, and then we're going to continue to read. I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
I can't remember if she's doing a vlog this month or not. But I figured if she was, she'd fuss at me if I set up the Christmas tree without videoing it. So I'm gonna do that this morning. As you can see, we already have a fair amount of Christmas presents out. She's gonna blame me for that, and in fairness, it's all me, and they've been there since mid-October. I have a problem, but there are far worse problems to have. So I'm gonna set you down, and I'm gonna set up the Christmas tree. So I don't do the tree decorating. That's not me. That's not my thing. Kelsey loves that, so I let her do it. But the tree topper is me, because I can reach it.
Hello! It is Sunday night. It's been a little bit since I talked to you last. It's been an entire week. I'm really good at this. So I honestly don't have that much to update you on. This week was kind of a fail as far as like middle grade reading goes. I went down a huge adult historical romance rabbit hole. So that's what I've been primarily reading this week. I did officially start Risked by Margaret Patterson Haddix. I am on chapter 5, which is about 40 pages into this book, which is not bad. So I'm planning on reading this some more in the upcoming week. I'm planning on primarily focusing on middle grade next week. I've got some other like adults thrillers and, you know, not thrillers, but mysteries and stuff that I want to fit in. But next week I'm going to focus, I think, primarily on middle grade. Honestly, I don't have that much to say about this, to be honest. Just because I'm not that far into it. It's the 6th in a series. Like, it is not a lot that I can say about it, but I'm remembering why this series stresses me out. And we've done something in this series that we have not done before, or we've done something in this book that we haven't done in this series yet. So it's very trippy, very sci-fi, yet historical at the same time. I'm very curious to see what the author does with the plotline that we're in. I'm hoping to get into this one a lot more. I haven't started the Castle of Tangled Magic yet, but I'm hoping again to read this one more next week because I'm really excited to dive into this one. It just sounds like fun, you know? And physically reading her books are always fun because there's so many stunning illustrations in these. So again, this week was kind of a fail. I do apologize, but you got to see my husband put up a Christmas tree. So are we celebrating Christmas early in this house? Very much so. I had my very first peppermint mocha today, so we've officially started the season. But I promise there will be better reading next week. This week just didn't work. So yeah, I've also got some fun plans for next week, so stay tuned for that. But I hope that you guys enjoyed whatever this video turned out to be. Let me know how your first first week-ish of November went as far as reading goes, whether you're participating in Believathon or not. I would love to know how your reading went. But if you liked this video, and I very much hope that you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe it down below if you want to be part of this awesome growing family. I've also got all my social media down there, as well as other fun bookish links, so don't forget to check all of that out, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!
I don't know if you'll end up seeing this or not. Go read a book. What are you doing on YouTube? Go read a book. She's gonna cut that out.